Are you serious? Are you serious? It is raining cats and dogs, toads and frogs down there in the bayou. And wow, are you serious? Matter of fact, I'm going to have BP Earthwatch to be our guest tomorrow night on Sunday Night Live, because he's right down there where the floodwaters, where the rain is pouring. He's down there in the Gulf Coast. Of course, all along Mississippi and Louisiana, there is rains falling of biblical proportions. Matter of fact, 2 people are dead, and the National Guard soldiers and other officials in boats and helicopters have plucked up more than 1,000 people from their homes and cars as the unprecedented, historic, record-breaking floodwaters are swamping Louisiana. The governor said this morning he's warning that the slow-moving storm would dump even more rain and cause further problems. Are you serious? Now listen, folks, I was in West Monroe, Louisiana. We held a Bible prophecy conference there in West Monroe, Louisiana. Had a great crowd, had a wonderful time. But it rained 18 inches of rain in about 24 hours, and I never seen anything like it. And flooding came big time to West Monroe. But what's happening now along Baton Rouge and along the Gulf states there, right down there in Mississippi, all along the Gulf of Mexico, at least 2 people have died. They've never seen anything like this. Okay, 2 people are dead at least, and there may be more. Swift moving waters have quickly inundated the roads. Searching is still going on for other people that are missing. So 2 are dead, but others are missing out there. This is an ongoing event. We're still in a response mode, said Governor John Bell Edwards, urging residents to heed the warnings to evacuate and not rely on their past experiences, because the state has never seen flooding like this before. This is worse than it was earlier this year when I was there in West Monroe. You see, beginning Friday, 6 to 10 inches of rain fell on parts of Louisiana. An additional 4 to 6 more inches today. And there's even more than that. BP Earthwatch said in some places they believe 30 inches of rain has fallen in certain locations. 20 inches, 22 inches, it's 18 inches, all over the place. So it's a large amount of land with a massive amount of water. It's another rain bomb. Now, Houston has flooded 5 times in the last 14 months. We saw what happened when massive rains fell in West Virginia. 26 people were killed as the raging, rushing water ripped through the local areas. We saw that it rained 10 inches of rain in 2 hours. I'm sorry about that. 10 inches of rain in 2 hours just outside of Baltimore, Maryland. Massive rain bombs. These, now here we are. West Monroe had that earlier this year. Now here we are in lower Louisiana and lower Mississippi there. In Alabama, also struggling with heavy rainfall. In Baker, just north of Baton Rouge, residents said they had to rescue by boats or wade through waist-deep, snake-infested water to reach dry ground. Dozens of them awoke Saturday morning on cots at a makeshift Red Cross shelter only a few blocks from their flooded homes and cars. John Mitchell, who's 23 years old, said he swam to safety with his pit bull after police officers in a boat picked up his 20-year-old girlfriend and her 1-year-old daughter. Now, this is the worst it's ever been, Mitchell said of the flooding. We've tried to wait it out, but there's no way. We got to get out. Now, Mitchell fears he lost his trailer home, his car, which was flooded up to the seats, a bag of clothes he had, and he had just barely had time to save as the water levels rapidly rose. People are keeping it together better than I thought they would. There's roughly 60 people who stayed that last night in the Red Cross shelter. Also, Shanita Ingram, 32, said she called 911 on Friday morning when she realized floodwaters had trapped her family in their home. A police officer carried her 6-year-old daughter on his back while she and her husband waited behind them in what felt like forever. Snakes were everywhere. She said, the whole time I was just praying to God to make sure that me and my family were okay. Folks, it's out of control. It's out of control. I've seen some of the pictures, washing away roads, destroying homes, destroying businesses, and it's still raining. It's still raining down there. So tomorrow night, Sunday Night Live, don't miss it. BP Earthwatch will be our guest. Broadcast starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, we're going to be talking to him about this massive rain bombs that keep happening throughout the country, and also what he's experiencing right now down there in Mississippi. But also, what about the wildfires still, what's going on in California in this 5-year drought while we got all these rain bombs here in the East Coast area on this half of the United States. And oh, by the way, what about the earthquakes? And that 7.2 earthquake that hit New Caledonia and the many aftershocks that followed, plus the 6.1 earthquake that hit Fiji, and the 5.1 earthquake that hit in Upper Lake, California. Is there a ticking time bomb in California for a massive quake? And what else does he expect? Because the sun has been so alive and volatile with CMEs and solar flares. So we're going to try to get a picture of this extreme weather conditions that are continuing to develop around the globe. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. Please give your life to Jesus Christ. We are living in times like we've never seen. Whatever's going on in the spiritual world's manifesting in the physical. We're at the beginning of sorrows. We're on the edge of eternity. This is the apocalyptic hour. Give your life to Jesus Christ. You don't want to be left behind.